Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Councilwoman Gonzalez, good to see you.
Good to see you.
You're also a newcomer.
Yes, I am.
So you're fresh on the council, and I guess the obvious first question would be, what made you decide to run?
Well, I have my two beautiful boys that I'm raising, and I just wanted to make a change. I feel like it's always been the same thing over and over, and people always promise change, and I just want to work for something different. I want my kids to say, this is where I grew up. There's no place like it in the world, because that's true. Our growing up is a unique experience here.
Yeah. And so you were born on the island?
Yes, I'm from here, born and raised.
Yeah.
I left for a couple years and came back home.
So you've seen a few storms. Did y'all leave for storms or did y'all stay?
Not always. It depended. If we stayed, we hunkered down and we got to play in the water after.
Yeah, I mean, you're surrounded by water, so
yeah.
as is obvious. I guess you get used to seeing water, but you don't get used to seeing it on your streets after a storm, right?
No, I think it's definitely a unique thing to be able to go out and play whenever we flood and stuff. But it's something that you also don't want to happen all the time.
Right. So it is more of a selfish thing for people in Lafourche and Terrebonne and people a little further north. We all want to help Grand Isle because selfishly, by helping Grand Isle, we really help ourselves. Being a barrier island like Grand Isle helps with the surge and all, but at the same time, we have to be compassionate and help the people on Grand Isle to save their lives too at the same time. So it's a win-win for everybody, isn't it?
It is. You definitely have to look at it as Grand Isle does help break up the storms, but we also need help keeping the island here to preserve that. We don't mind taking a little beating, but we need a little give back every once in a while, a little help.
Mm-hmm. What's the meetings like here in Grand Isle? I've seen most meetings. I've never attended a council meeting in Grand Isle. What's it like? Does it get pretty intense or is it pretty laid back?
It gets pretty intense right now because we're just working out some kinks and stuff. We're trying to get more of the people's point of view involved in the town meetings. For a little while it's been you have to fill out papers to be able to talk, and it just seems like it's just a meeting for the council that the people come and see, but that's not very fair, in my opinion, to the town people. Like, they have a voice too, and we want to be the voice and help them.
Yeah. Talking to Gordy Dove, the CPRA chairman, and Tony Alford, who's on the governor's council now, about rocks here in Grand Isle. I've been hearing rocks from the mayor for as long as I've interviewed him. I've been hearing rocks from Gordy Dove is the rock chairman. He loves rock. But the rocks that y'all have placed, the segmented rocks behind the island and the segmented rocks in other segments of the island, they seem to be working, don't they?
They do. They really do help. You can see a big difference when you go out on the beach and you see the land that has built up where the rocks are.
Yeah.
We definitely need more rocks.
But it all costs money, right?
It all costs money. It does.
What are you learning as a first termer that the politics can get pretty thick here in Grand Isle? You got to shake hands and rub elbows with the governor. You got to get senators and reps in here. And of course, most people who come in are already sold on Grand Isle because at some point of their life, they've either come here to vacation, they've either come here to fish, they've either come here for big events, and there's no secret they have a lot of wealthy people that have camps here in Grand Isle. So I would think at some point during the sale that sooner or later they're going to get it that they want to protect their own means if they have a camp or they want to come to rodeo. So I think everybody wants to protect Grand Isle.
I do believe that everyone wants to protect Grand Isle. No one wants to see us go. This is a unique place. There's no place else like it. It's beautiful. The fishing's amazing.
Yeah.
Just the people here are a different type of person. It's just something that has to be preserved.
Fresh seafood every day, right?
Yeah. I don't eat seafood, so I'm from here and I don't eat
What?
seafood.
You live on Grand Isle and
Born and raised.
and you don't eat seafood. What do your children say? I mean, this is generational.
They don't eat seafood either. I ruined them.
Well, I'm talking about being on the island.
Oh, they love the island. They actually go between Grand Isle and Kenner. So they get the best of both. They get to be in the city, they get to have a little fun, and then they get to come to Grand Isle and run wild. You get to play, and the beach is literally your backyard. It's a beautiful place.
You know what I saw when we were driving up, and I'll be honest, I hadn't seen it since we left last when we were doing drone shots for Ida. I think we came one other time and it was still being fixed, but to see the progress that's been made, to see beautiful paint jobs on, especially in the front of the island, new roofs shining all over the place, that's got to put a smile on your face.
It does, but there's still a lot of damaged things that need to be cleared out. There's a lot of things that, when the next storm, I say when because it's inevitable, storms are gonna come here. There's still debris that needs to go so that doesn't ruin things, those beautiful new shiny roofs. That fresh paint job, we have to get it cleaned up. There's things that need to be cleaned up on this island.
So what you're saying, it's a 24/7 thing with Grand Isle.
It's never ending. You have the new, you have the old. You just got to work to keep it going.
The never-ending story.
Yep.
And you and Harley are two young council members. So ultimately, it's your generation that has to take over and fight. And then it's your children that have to come up and learn how y'all fought. Once again, it's one of the most generational areas I've ever seen.
Yes, sir. It sure is.
Well, good luck. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll catch up with you from time to time.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.